So, hey, Maya.
Hello.
I just thought it would be fun for people to hear about your experience with the tiger.
Yes.
Because a lot of people, when they bump into the tiger, they get a little freaked out.
Yes,
And
did I.
And I thought your experience so far, and we're just going to do the highlights. We're not going to do a deep dive or anything, but just like, how did you even end up working with the tiger?
Yes. So this was back in January, and I had been working in the healers with the dolphin for a while. And I wasn't being super, I wasn't working super deeply with the dolphin because I had been at this 4-month program, and I was just super deep in that world. And when I came out of it, I was having a difficult time. My family was having some really tough struggles, and my health was really declining, and I was just feeling really kind of out of it and without direction, and I didn't really know how to engage with the dolphin anymore. I felt like I was kind of ready to move on. And so I had visited my family and developed this really, really horrible skin infection all over my body. It was so scary. And I was finally feeling better, but I headed back home to Copenhagen, and I was just feeling lost. And I went to bed one night, and I had a dream about a tiger, and I became this tiger and was fighting, and it was just really powerful. And this tiger was like, I was the only one who could turn into this tiger to defend the people that I loved. And it was really powerful. And so immediately the next morning, I looked up the tiger and I started reading about it. And the tiger is very powerful when you read about it, and it asks you to work with it you can work with it for a short period or a whole year, which is a little intimidating, especially in my young life. I have no idea what my year will look like, and it's also intense. I was watching Richard's video on their Dream Arc about it, and he was just saying, cut out everything unnecessary, cut out comforts, cut out unnecessary pleasures, just get to the essence, and the tiger's all about integrity, which I liked, but it was just a little overwhelming, and I was not feeling my integrity in that moment, and I wanted pleasures, because I was feeling really vulnerable with my base kind of crumbling, with my family and my health being shaky, and so I was a little bit overwhelmed, but I decided to journal about it a little bit. And the other thing that really stood out to me from the video was Richard said, if you're going to work with this, you have to seriously think about eating meat if you don't already. And I had been vegetarian, vegan for 7 years or 8 years, almost since I was 12 years old. So when I heard that, maybe I should say this, I heard it and I didn't feel as scared as I thought I would. And that opened something a little bit up in me. But my brain, my mind, who was so identified with being vegetarian, was like, no, totally shut it down. So I worked with it a little bit, and then I just started working full time, and I kind of got away from the Dream Arc for a little bit, and I didn't think about the tiger so much for a little while. And then I started having some more health issues. So I went to the doctor and I got some tests done, and I ended up having a test result come back that basically told me that it was really important for me to eat meat and fish. And that was a shock to me, but I listened to my body, and I started eating meat again. And this diet also called for me to cut out everything that I loved, like bread and cheese and, soy and corn and just so many things that I just loved. And living in Copenhagen, you're just surrounded by pastries all the time. So it was really, the tiger was really with me, but I didn't know yet. And so it was maybe after a month of me being on this pretty extreme diet that it occurred to me that the tiger, I had been working with the tiger this whole time without really realizing it. It had just been coming in my life and ferociously forcing its way through. And I think And I think I did feel really empowered, and that made me feel more empowered because I was feeling a little bit like a victim, like, oh God, I'm sick and I have to do all these things and cut out these great foods. But remembering that, and remembering the message of the tiger and that dream that I had months ago really helped me feel more like this was the right path and that I could find some strength in this, even though I felt out of control. Yeah. That's my story.
Great. Do you want to say anything about what you're wearing?
Oh, yeah. And then today, I didn't plan on this at all. I just put this dress on, and right before we filmed, my mom was like, you're wearing a very tigery outfit, and I didn't even notice. So this tiger is just showing up, and I'm smack dab in the middle of the year now. So I'm going to keep working with this tiger, whether I like it or not. I'm in it, and I love it. Yes.